So we've explored up one of the narrow canyons here in the Mojave Preserve area. We've gotten really far up this canyon, but we've reached a split where both sides of it look kind of impassable. We've gone really far though. I think it's time to start heading back down. We're in the narrows of some unnamed canyon off of the Mojave River. We're able to get pretty far up here. It's interesting, you can see is the relatively steep descent here. This is what they call a fast canyon. The water flows very fast through here. That's why the slope is so steep. Of course, water flowing fast with a steep drop typically indicates the rock is very soft. As you can see, this rock is barely even rock. It's dry dirt. That's why the water cuts so fast through here. This is one area of the Narrows we weren't sure we were going to be able to get through at first. It's kind of like a cave, but really it's an overhang where the canyon itself makes kind of a U-turn, a horseshoe bend. Curves around out the other side here, and there's another horseshoe overhang like this just ahead. Yeah, so we're out of the higher reaches of the canyon, kind of into what I would call the middle here. It's opening up a little bit more. You can see I can walk and stretch out my arms here without scraping my knuckles on both hands at the same time. Again, I'm surprised at how far we made it up this canyon, considering this isn't marked on any maps or anything like that. It doesn't even have a name as far as I'm aware. And of course, this canyon actually has lots of forks in it as you head up. At every choice, we took the fork that looked the most passable, and we were able to get surprisingly far up. We didn't get quite as far as the top, though. I did consider there was a possibility we could get so far up that with a bit of rock scrambling, we'd actually break out on top of the mountain. I feel like we may have been close. Again, as we're coming further out the canyon, it's getting a little wider. More long-distance views are opening up. Love all these mud cliffs we're surrounded by with the shape-like draperies. I believe that's what a lot of people call them, drapes. They sure look like it. Now here we go. As we get a little lower down the canyon, we start to see some of the harder rock walls below us. That dark color there, the rust orange and the gray, that's a slightly harder rock. Of course, again, this is barely rock, it's composite. This is rock, looks like granite. This is dirt. Again, always check your 6. When you're going up, look down. When you're going down, look back up. Again, not because you're worried about someone attacking you from behind, whether it's a person or a coyote, but because when you walk in beauty, beauty is all around. I just love the look of the folded mountainsides as we walk through the canyon here. So happy we were able to go so far up this canyon. And now we get the beauty as we walk out. Here we go. We're getting out to the lowest reaches of the canyon where there's a lot of colored rocks, some of which is actually just colored dirt, I think. Let's go up close to some of this reddish rock. See? It's actually still mostly dirt. Perhaps there's some iron ore that's coloring the dirt. But the rocks embedded in it are holding tighter because these cliffs are steep as compared to the kind of the ramp we're walking on down here. Again, I love the folded drapery pattern that we see. That's all an erosion pattern as rain falls down on the top. Carves those little furrows in the sides of the mountains. Here we are coming back down to the first branch we encountered in the canyon. We had a three-way choice here when we came up the main entry from the Narrows. Down below here, it's almost wide enough to drive your car up to this spot. We didn't. We're about 100 meters back down the slope from here. But here we saw three different ways to go. A canyon up to the left, looked kind of rock choked. A canyon here in the center, very rock choked. And then the one over here on the right. This is the canyon we followed. And this one was navigable, surprisingly far up. We've had a great day with this. But now it's time to head back down and out to our car. Yeah, here we are, pretty much the lower tail end of the canyon. We're looking out across the Mojave River canyon down below us here. You see railroad tracks on the far side. Those are live tracks. We've seen a few trains go by already today. This is the lowest part of the Narrows here. Not really even that narrow. You can see it's about 50 feet across right where I'm standing. Of course, farther up, it was like 2 feet across, 3 feet across. And we drove our car pretty far up. We didn't want to try to navigate around these boulders here, but we're parked right here at the opening to the Narrows. All right, one last look up the canyon that we just explored. Back there is the Mojave River. One of it is above the surface anyway. And like I said, one last look up the canyon.